Hi, this is Jenny O. Y'all with Nuggets and Things. Today I wanted to talk to you about a little topic that a lot of times we miss. I taught a class called Healthy Relationships, and in this class, I call myself trying to educate people on how to have a healthy relationship and not knowing that I really didn't know what I was talking about most of the time. I was speaking from things that I felt like I should be looking at from a different aspect. Let me bring it back down to you. I was talking to my grandson the other day, and we were sharing some things, and I was talking about how I met a lot of people in life, um, millionaires, multimillionaires, sat down with them, and I've had some great people in my life who have blessed me. I mean, blessed me. And my mind went back 40 years. Don't ask me how that happened, but it did. My mind went back 40 years. 40 years plus. I met someone, and he was, oh my gracious, I mean, the perfect guy. You said, no, no, wait, yeah. He was the perfect guy. Perfect. And, you know, um, we had some awesome times, great time. And he just hit every bullet. You know, you want this, he was that. You want that, he was that. You need this, he was that. He just hit it. Do, do, do. I mean, without saying a word. Sometimes you got to tell somebody what you want. Oh my goodness. But I didn't have to say a word. I didn't have to say a word. All I had to do was think about it, and he made it happen. And one of my greatest times that I had with him, I said, where's she going down memory lane for? Well, you get ready to find out. You get ready to find out. One of my greatest times with him um, was that it was a time that I had a trailer. I was in a trailer park. Oh, good gracious. Anyway, and I had one of those oil things, I guess, in the back, you keep your heat. I came home one day from work because I worked at night, and I came home, and my trailer was cold. My babysitter said, "Yeah, it got cold last night." I said, "Oh, I don't know why it's cold. I just brought 200 some odd gallons worth of oil, you know, like the week before." So I'm trying to figure out inside, and I went outside, and I noticed all my oil was gone. Somebody siphoned out all my oil. And so I had put things on label for my children for Christmas. I had two at the time, and I guess it's back in 1980. So I said, dang. So I had to take the layaway off, get the money so I could buy oil again. And now, thinking back, I realized now somebody was watching and they saw the oil man come and put fuel inside my tank. They knew I also know that I worked at night. So, they had perfect opportunity to be able to, get my oil while I was gone. Anyway, long story going forward. The guy at the time, I was talking to him, and we were just friends. And he said to me, and I ain't talking about this friend stuff I done found out about in North Carolina. I moved down here, and somebody said, "Yeah, that's my friend." I said, "Oh yeah, I'm just talking." And they kept talking about you, my friend, my friend. I said, "Dang," I said, "You keep putting this emphasis on this friend. What are you talking about?" And they said, "Well, that's my friend." I said, "What in the poop is a friend?" Then I realized they were talking about that boyfriend, that man, or that stuff. I'm like, look, give them people, give them people a better daggone title than what I call my friend. They ain't your friend. That's your boo, whoever y'all want to call them. So stop it. Anyway, he was a friend. He wasn't one with no benefits. He was just a friend. But now, he came by that day, and he said to me, he said, something we were talking about. Anyway, I told myself, somebody done took out my oil, I had to take my kids' stuff out. He just listened to me. He said, wow. And he called me friend. He said, wow, friend, that's something. That's what he called me. Wow, friend, that's something. And I'm like, But anyway, what he did, unbeknownst to me, a few nights later, I had a knock on my door. It was him. And I opened my door. He says, look, keep the door open for me. keep the door open for me for a minute? I know I talk fast. I'm trying to slow down. He said, keep the door open for me for a minute. I said, okay. I had the door open, had my baby on my hip. And so I'm sitting there saying to myself, I said, okay, what's going on? But like I said, he's a great friend, great dude. I mean, he's absolutely great, awesome guy. So I had the door open. He walks in with a Christmas tree. And I'm like, why this man get me a Christmas tree? I told him I ain't got no stuff. He brings the Christmas tree in. He puts it in the corner. And then he starts bringing in presents. I mean, arms full of presents, already wrapped with the bows on it. I mean, maybe 18 gifts for my kids. He said, one of these boxes are yours, but the rest of them belong to you children. I said, oh my God, who does that? Right? This is again, 1980. Oh, the perfect gentleman. Anyway, who does that? Can listen to you talk about something, never say a word, but they mark it. And he said to me, look, I got 5 children. There was no way that I would be having my 5 children, have a beautiful Christmas, and my friends don't have anything for her children. I said, oh my gracious, ain't that sweet? So anyway, I said, wow, that's cool, right? Anyway, now we're gonna go forward. Because, again, he was the perfect guy, except he wasn't my guy. He was already attached, right? And so, as much as I wish I knew, he was the sweetest thing, the best thing, the perfect thing, but he wasn't my thing. But I went through life, moving forward. I went through life having a whole lot of experiences, right? Dealing with a whole lot of folks. Meeting a whole lot of, I'm not going to say that word, but a whole lot of disappointments. But then the other day, I'm talking to my grandson, and I'm telling him about, the great people who came into my life, and my mind went back to this man, the perfect one, the gentleman, the gentleman. And you don't find, for me, now everybody don't want a gentleman. Some people want, somebody, hardcore. They want somebody. Everybody has that thing, but I always love a gentleman. I like somebody got, opens the door for you. I tell them a queen should never touch the door when there's a king around. What's up with that? And taught my sons that. My sons, when they ride with me, they know they open the door to let me in the car. They open the door to get me out the car. Open the door for me to walk into the house, the restaurant, where we're going. They open the door because I taught them to be kings to somebody. One day they're gonna have a queen, right? So anyway, when I was talking to my grandson, I said, ooh, that guy. I don't know why. Well, I'm going back 40 years. You talk about daggone warp time. I done flew back 40 years thinking about this guy that I met that was the perfect guy. He just wasn't my guy. But I sure would love to have a guy like that. And so, the past few years, being single, and I don't normally advertise that, because that's not about my life. I'm only using that for this illustration today, okay? So don't, I didn't know. Stop, okay? So I told him, I said, what I found out? I really never knew what I wanted. I said, it's like, here we go. Gentlemen and ladies, kings and queens, let me talk to you for a minute. Those of you who are looking, have thought about, this is my time, whatever it is, let me tell you, let me give you some daggone pointers. I'm going to give you some tools. I'm going to show you some ABCs on this thing. Because I had to go through this journey and get to this point yesterday. So I can help you that you ain't got to go 40 years, 30 years, 20 years, 10 years, 15 years, whatever, to find out what you're really looking for. I told my son this morning, I said, if you don't know what you're looking for, you'll take anything. You accept anything because you don't really have an idea on what you're looking for. It's like you say, I want a car. Well, that's general. You want a car. What kind of car? You know? So you go up to, the Nissan dealership, you at the Mercedes dealership, you over there to the Range Rovers, Maseratis, whatever. You out everywhere looking at cars because you don't really know what kind of car you want. You don't really know what you want. You just know you want a car. Well, honey, let me tell you something. Anything should not do. When you settle for anything, most of the time you're going to have nothing but disappointments because you settled for something that you really didn't know what you were looking for. So I'm trying to help you decide. Make mention. Make your intentions known. You make sure you clarify what you want. Then, look, I want me a Corvette. Red with a black top. A 5-speed, whatever. You make all of that. This is what I'm looking for. This is what has to qualify my requirements. This is what I'm saying. I'm laying out this daggone blueprint. You hear what I'm saying to you? Because if you don't, you will accept anything. And not that it's a bad thing sometimes, but it ain't what you really want. And most of the time, and this is what I have found out, most of the time when you ask for something, I don't care what it is, car, house, person, whatever, normally, not all the time, a counterfeit will show up first, looking almost like what you asked for, but you know it's not what you asked for. Because down the road you'll see, See, they came in, like that shining armor. They came in, she came in, looked like she was she was the bomb digger. She had this thing going on. She looked the part. Then you found out most what you saw wasn't even her. He looked like, he could carry it. He was driving the right car, had the right job, walked the right, had that swag going on when he walked. He looked the part. But boy, when you found out he was knee deep in debt, he couldn't do half what he talked about he could do. You know what I'm saying? Stop and start doing this. Lay out your daggone blueprint. Know what you want. Now see, today, Sugar know what she's looking for. I know what I want. I want what I had 40 years ago in 1980. I want that. I want somebody like that. A gentleman. I want somebody that knows how to treat a woman. She ain't got to ask no question because he knows, because he's been with her long enough. He watched her move, flow, and say, hey, look, you want your car washed? Hey, baby, come here. Ain't got to ask me. You see my daggone tires dirty. You see my car dirty. You going to go ahead and get that bad boy looking pretty because you want your woman, and you got a beautiful woman. You want her in a beautiful car. Talk to me now. You know what I'm saying to you? I'm trying to help you out. I found out something and I want to share it. I want to share it because so many people have hit so many walls. They have been, duped, hurt, abused, cheated on, you name it. It's all those things have been laid out because you really didn't know what you wanted, so you accepted whatever came because it looked almost like the part. It looked like it could work. You know what I mean? It's like get ready to work on your car, and if it needs a 9/16, you need to have the 9/16. Don't be pulling out something else. That 5/8 ain't gonna work. You can struggle with it. I'm gonna improvise. Well, go ahead. Because sometimes we think, when we work with somebody long enough, we can get them to be what we want them to be. But contrary to what you may believe, honey, it normally does not work. Now, sometimes it does. But, honey, wouldn't you rather have prayed and laid out your blueprint and made your request known unto your higher power, to your God, and said, this is my desire. This is what I want. And look, I've waited. I have waited because I believe somewhere there's got to be another perfect one. And perfect does not mean they don't make no mistakes. They ain't got no errors. It just means they're perfectly fit for you. They have been fitly put together just for you. That's it. You know what I mean? And then when he say, He said, "Oh, I'm tired. I'm tired of getting somebody who's trying to use me for this and use me for that. I'm tired of being worked on and somebody, not being truthful. All that good stuff. I'm looking for me a queen. I'm looking for me a woman who knows what she needs and she can appreciate this and she can have this and she can have that, or vice versa. A man who understands this is who I am, what I am, highs and my lows, my good days and my bad, all that stuff. See, when somebody said they love you, I'm talking about that unconditional love, they're going to accept you for all of that stuff. They ain't looking for, well, I didn't know. Yes, you did. You prayed for me. You prayed for me. You asked for me. Here I am. And this is what you got. And let me tell you something. And when you ask for something, you're going to accept everything that they are. Those highs and lows, because they're going to have them. They're going to have them just like you got them. But you're going to take those blemishes. You're going to deal with all of that because they're still the perfect one. Oh, yeah. They got a problem with this. Yeah, they get on my nerve about leaving that, the dishes, whatever it may be. Whatever it may be. But you already knew that. And you can handle that because, see, that's your strength. Their weakness is your strength. Vice versa. His strength is your weakness. And so you still, you'll compliment one another. That's the yin and the yang. You can't both have the same strengths and the same weaknesses. How far are you going to go with it? How long are you going to go with it? You got to make up your mind that if you ask for something, know what you want, make it clear. That way when it gets there, you know that was sent to me. And when he comes or she comes to you and you meet them in the restaurant or online, wherever you meet somebody at, wherever. Because now we got big doors open, right? You can go anywhere and meet somebody now. But when you meet them, they have met what you've asked for. They have met what you said you desire. And when that happens, honey, you can go through whatever. You can deal with whatever. None of that stuff is going to bother you because that's what you prayed for. That's what you want. But you can't have what you want until you know what you want. And when you get tired, of settling, you get tired of settling, you're going to change up on some things. And you're going to decide, this time, I'm in it to win it. And I'm going to wait on just what I'm supposed to have because I prayed for this. And I'm going to wait till this shows up. And I will not accept a counterfeit or a fake or a temporary, and I will not settle ever again. Now, to some of you, that makes a whole lot of sense. To others, you probably say, oh, it's not what you're talking about. I know what you mean. Let me tell you something. I was 21 years old back then. 21 years old. I thought I owned the world, honey. I thought I owned the world. To find out 40 years later, oh boy, the things I would have done if I knew what I knew. And if somebody sat down and just talked to me about the things I'm talking to you about, I'm trying to give you a head start. I'm trying to give you some kind of blueprint. I'm trying to give you some tools, and I'm trying to give you some understanding. Baby cakes, honey buns. If you're looking for something, first know what you're looking for. You make that. You specify that. That's what you're looking for. You want a red velvet cake? Don't you sell for a coconut. Wait on your red velvet, because that's what's coming. And sometimes a coconut will show up. All you got to do is say, that's not what I asked for. Hand it to somebody else, because I want my red velvet. And honey, if you're faithful, and if you're true, and if you're genuine, you'll get exactly what you prayed for, exactly what you need, and exactly what you specified. I tell you, it works. It works. So, sister girl is sitting back here relaxing today outside, honey, enjoying this day. Because I got an answer that I didn't know that I had. But now I got it. So now I'm going to sit back and I'm just going to wait on my prayers to be answered. And I know you're praying for me. I know you are. Thank you so much for your prayers. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your thumbs up today. And if you know somebody that you say, you know what, I know what you're going through. I got somebody who can help you. Go ahead and share this message with somebody. Let them know. Because it's a terrible thing for this. If I see a bear, I'm riding down the road and I saw a bear on the road, walking across the road. And I go driving less than a quarter of a mile and I see people walking down towards that bear. Shame on me. Shame on me if I don't stop and tell those people, hey, there's a bear down the road. If I was you, I would turn around. Because I don't know if it's still there or not, but there's danger here. I would forewarn. Now, if they choose to keep going, that's not much on me. Same thing about you. If you know somebody who needs help, and if this message can help somebody, please try to help them. Send a message. Tell somebody. This can change your life if it's what you're looking for. I'm talking about having something that's going to be healthy and good for you. When you get tired, you know, you get tired of going from dealership to dealership, testing this car, testing that car, looking at that one, looking at that one. You know, they find it's not the car you want. It's not what you really wanted, but you settle for it, and now you're tired of it. Then get what you want. Make your request known. Be blessed. Be powerful. Let your light so shine. Continue praying for me. Thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not. Much love to you. Blessings.